I was running late that day, actually, and I was on my way to the office. In those days, my office was in Short Hills, so I was heading west on 280. It was a gorgeous sunny day. One of my colleagues called me, and she said, "Have you been listening to the radio? An airplane hit the World Trade Center." So of course we're thinking it must have been a small plane that had lost its way and gotten off course and slammed into the building. But by the time I got to the office, the second plane had hit, and we now knew that something was really wrong. And of course I knew that my daughter was in the World Trade Center. So I was on edge as I got to the office. She was in information technology, and she was working for a company called Marsh Inc. And she had only recently, within a couple of months, taken a job there to be a technical account manager. That is a person who helped companies that bought the risk management software implement it properly. She was really excited about her new job, so she tended to go to work early because she wanted to get up to speed as quickly as she could so she could get out there in the field and start working with customers. She really enjoyed working with people. So her enthusiasm for the job is partly responsible for having put her in harm's way, because had she not been at work early, she might have missed it completely.
Like around?
She was one day away from being 25. The 12th is her birthday. Well, first thing I did when I got to the office is I checked AOL Instant Messenger, because every day we would exchange greetings on AIM and, little chat. And when I got to the office, I found her AIM session active, but of course I didn't get any response. I stayed at the office for a while. I tried calling her, I tried reaching her via AIM, and I was unsuccessful, so I went home to see what I could find out. I mean, it was clear that I wasn't going to get anything done at work, so I just went home. And I turned on the TV to watch the news and, scoured the internet looking for clues, made phone calls all day long, and, just couldn't find anything out. And as time progressed and we didn't hear from her, it got harder and harder and harder. And friends would come over and help out. We'd identify whatever resources were being made available to search for information, and we'd divide up the work. And I mean, there would just be times when I just couldn't do anything because I was just so, and after a few days, what can you possibly think? I can't seem to bring myself to go down there. Needless to say, every year there's something going on. I get many invitations from the city of New York, and I just can't seem to do it. At the time of the event and shortly thereafter, everybody was amazingly helpful. My company was very helpful. It's a California-based company, but still, when they found out about it, they made arrangements to have a local restaurant bring food to our house every day to help us, just deal with things. And, the city of New York provided a lot of resources to help us to try and deal with what was going on, to find information. Frankly, I don't find the 10th anniversary a remarkable milestone. Every year is like every other year to me.
Huh.
I miss Leah. I can't tell you to what degree this has affected me. And, it's a kind of a day by day thing, and it doesn't change. So 10 years, 5 years, 11 years, they just don't have any particular significance to me. I don't think of Ground Zero as being Leah's resting place. So I don't have that kind of a connection to it. And the best thing I can tell you is that in the early going, I didn't understand why people were so insistent on things taking place there and it being rebuilt and memorials and all this kind of stuff. At first I just couldn't understand it, but then I remembered visiting the Arizona Memorial at Pearl Harbor, and I remember how I felt standing there thinking about the guys who lost their lives when the Japanese invaded. And then I understood how people felt about Ground Zero. But I have not yet, I don't know if I ever will, developed any kind of association or relationship to it. One thing that strikes me about my responses to all of this is that I haven't managed to be angry about this. I just, for some reason, I can't find anything to focus on. I can't think of a person or a thing or a circumstance to really get angry about. I just don't know what the heck to say. People will say, "Oh, is it possible that there was human error? Could we have, when they think about could we have prevented this? Could there have been human error? Well, of course there could have been human error. People are people. People make mistakes. It's hard to blame somebody for not imagining the unimaginable. And so I rather than spending all of my time being angry for such a senseless, wasted life, I've tried to find some good in it, find some inspiration in it, and so I keep Leah in mind, and I try to do things to add a little bit of good to the world rather than come at it from the other perspective. I think it's just, I can't spend my whole, it's sad enough without spending my whole time being angry about it. It's weird because I don't know if sometimes I can't tell, should I be angry? I feel weird that I'm not angry, because some people, it's easy for people to say, to be very, I don't know what the right word is, gung-ho about the pursuit of Osama bin Laden, for example. And I just could never get that excited about it. And when he was killed, I don't know, it brought back, all the feelings from the day, but I didn't get any satisfaction from it.